Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this great game from the second round of the Superbet Chess Classic tournament, currently happening in Bucharest, Romania. We have Alireza Firoujza versus Nodirbek Abdusattorov, so we have the battle of the Prodigies, though I'm not sure Alireza can really be called a prodigy anymore, since he's not exactly young. He's kind of like at this point, he's a solidified, guy. He's part of, the current generation at this point. So, we have d4 from Alireza, d5, c4, we have a queen's gambit, we have c6, the Slav, we have c takes d, bishop f4, knight f6, e3, knight c6, bishop e5, pinning the knight. We have bishop d7 breaking out of the pin, knight c3, a6, bishop e2, setting up this battery and maybe intending to reroute to here and also just controlling this diagonal, just a good diagonal to control, preventing knight g4 also. We have e6, we have knight f3, we have bishop e7, we have h3, preventing knight g4. We have castles, we have queen b6, a3, giving up this pawn, just plain giving up the pawn, but there's some kind of cool variation here, which the engine will show me, because I'm not that good a chess player. So knight a4, and the queen is in fact trapped. That's the point. You can't take on b2 because knight a4 traps the queen. So we, instead of that, have rook fc8. We have knight a5, knight a4 anyway. Queen a7, b4, just gaining some space on the queen side. b6, we have queen b3, knight e4, bishop d3, queen b7, takes, and knight d2. We have b5, knight c3, a5, knight c takes e4, rook a6, knight c5. So as you can see, black's position is falling apart quite a bit, as you can tell by the analysis bar, but also by the eval bar, but also by this fork, the fact that the knight is on a very good square, the fact that the bishop is forced to give itself up for the knight, and then when this occurs, when the trade occurs, white is still in a very, very good position. All that adds up to black being in a bit of a pickle. However, d takes e5, and that reduces the amount of a pickle that black is in. But still, Nodirbek has in fact turned himself into a pickle in this game. We have bishop e6, queen b2, we have a4, we have knight e4 going after this very nice outpost on d6 with a fork on the queen and rook. We have rook b8 just avoiding the fork. We have a4, b3, knight d6 attacking the queen, queen a7, rook c1, which loses quite a bit of the advantage, rook fc1, but still white is winning. We have rook b4, which gives Alireza the advantage back, like the gentleman that Nodirbek is, with e4, just taking more space in the center, preventing bishop d5, and it's defended by the knight. We have knight d4, just putting the knight on a very nice square, very active square. We have bishop e3, attacking the knight, kicking the knight out, knight c2, and then here we have Alireza's big brain, genius, brilliant play. He sacrifices the rook for the knight. And we have b takes c2, queen takes c2, and queen d7. So the point of said sacrifice is simply that this rook is stupid, and this knight is awesome. This is an awesome knight. I mean, in terms of relative value, this knight is worth about the same or more than this rook. and Alireza has a pawn on top of it. So anyway, we have bishop b2. The rook comes back to b8. We have f4 just building up, probably going for a pawn storm, probably going for f5. Bishop takes h3. We have a sacrifice of a bishop. Just trying to get some counterplay with the queen, hoping that there'll be a perpetual here. If I didn't have the eval bar, I would be scared of white. But in fact, I have the eval bar, and thus I am not scared for white. And yeah, Nodirbek resigns in this position because it's just bad. It's a very bad position. There's no hope. You can't get any sort of perpetual because all the checks the queen currently has on the king, blocked by the knight. This rook isn't doing anything. This rook isn't doing anything. You're just going to reroute. You're up 2 points of material. He has a knight and 4 pawns for a rook. Like, that's huge. This pawn is also going to drop probably at some point. So yeah, it's just an awful position for black. And so Nodirbek resigns, and Alireza bounces back, returns to 50% in this event with an absolutely beautiful game. Masterclass. Not quite a masterclass, but still like a brilliant game. Like vintage Alireza Firoujza, in that it featured tactics and sacrifices and all of this stuff. This is the stuff. This is the kind of play that got him to 2800. This is the kind of play that made him the most anticipated player of like 4 years ago. It's this kind of play that is the reason why people like to watch Alireza so much. So it was a fantastic thing to see. And I hope Alireza can keep up this level of play and this style of play for the rest of this tournament, because whether he does well or badly, if Alireza plays like this, it's always a lot of fun to watch. So yeah, that's it for me today. Have a good one.